So you're saying that the AI natives will not lose their job?
I would make the claim that only the AI natives will be able to upgrade their jobs.
But is it really important to change the way that we think? It sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but there is no other choice. Whether you're an artist, a teacher, a business professional, someone who uses technology in your daily life, AI is going to change the way you work, learn, create, and interact with the world.
It also feels a bit overwhelming. Like the possibilities are endless. But what about the bigger picture? Where do you see all of this heading? What's the ultimate goal of AI development? Hi, and welcome to the very first episode of the AI Natives podcast. I am Emma.
And I am Shash. We are your hosts for this brand new podcast where we break down AI research and tools to help you become an AI native. Hi, Emma. I wanted to start this podcast series by talking about how AI became so mainstream in such a small amount of time.
Yay, right. It's like this new technology that has taken over the world just like internet did in the initial days.
Absolutely. Even my parents use it now. And I can't remember any other tech that they adopted so quickly.
But before we begin, Shash, can you break down who an AI native is?
Before ChatGPT and other LLMs, the way humans used to work involved doing a lot of repetitive and inefficient work. But as AI advances, we believe that everyone needs to reimagine how we think and work. And people who adopt the AI first approach in everything that they do will be called the AI natives.
That's interesting. But is it really important to change the way that we think? As in, it sounds like a lot of work.
Right? It's a lot of work, but there is no other choice. If people don't adopt, then they will become redundant. In fact, I would make the claim that only the AI natives will be able to upgrade their jobs and will find the most value from AI advancements. That is here to take your job.
So you're saying that the AI natives will not lose their jobs?
You can say that, and they'll probably be the ones to take other people's jobs.
Reminds me of the conversation we had that led us to create this podcast.
And that's how we came up with the AI Natives podcast, to educate in an entertaining way to become AI natives. In fact, the plan is to break down AI research and other tools and methods that will help anyone get familiarized with AI without getting scared by it.
I remember a few years back, like before ChatGPT, I had heard about AI, but it was more of a science fiction type of thing. Or maybe I only heard it in the context of the TikTok or social media algorithms. And then suddenly this ChatGPT thing comes up and opens up the space for so much innovation.
Isn't that wonderful how one company was able to accelerate the field of AI so much? But you know what the interesting bit is? OpenAI didn't really come up with the concept that gave birth to GPTs. It was Google.
What do you mean? Did OpenAI steal it from Google?
Not really. There was a lot of work involved, some done by Google, some by OpenAI, and a lot of other researchers. And it's fascinating because this wasn't like an overnight kind of revolution or phenomenon. It's really a story of persistent research, ambitious scaling of AI models, and a whole lot of experimentation with new ways to train them.
So let's rewind back to the beginning. Um, before we even talk about GPT, can you kind of explain what led to this growth and explosion of AI?
Sure. So basically, in 2017, AI researchers at Google released this paper called Attention is All You Need. This paper laid the foundation for Transformers architecture and had created a foundation for the scaling laws.
Okay, but let's hold on for a minute. Can you explain what are scaling laws?
Yeah, absolutely. So scaling laws are this fundamental concept, essentially revealed this like powerful connection. And the connection is the bigger and more complex an AI model is, and the more data you use to train it, the better it performs. And this seems to be almost like a universal rule that applies across different types of AI models.
So, is it kind of like building a muscle? Like the more you train it, the stronger it gets?
Yeah, that's actually a great analogy. If you imagine learning a new language, the more you immerse yourself in it, the more fluent you become. Scaling laws showed that. That same principle applies to AI. Feed it more data, make it bigger, and its abilities just skyrocket.
That makes sense. So, how did this discovery of scaling laws then lead to the creation of GPT?
So, the original GPT model, while relatively small compared to what we have today, was one of the first to really leverage this insight of scaling laws. It was built using what's called a decoder only transformer architecture, which was a breakthrough in natural language processing.
Okay, decoder only transformer. I'm already getting lost in the jargon. Can you break that down for us non techie folks out there?
Of course. So imagine you're trying to predict the next word in a sentence. That's what a decoder only transformer is really good at. So it learns by analyzing vast amounts of text and identifying the patterns that allow it to predict what comes next. So it's like a supercharged version of predictive text on your phone, but on a much grander scale.
So, if I type the quick brown, GPT could predict fox.
Pretty much. And it wouldn't stop there. It would just keep going, predicting word after word, generating coherent sentences, and even entire paragraphs. Now, GPT-2 came along, and it was a significant step up in terms of size and performance. But even then, researchers noticed something interesting.
Did it suddenly become self aware?
Well, not quite, but they observed that GPT-2 was still underfitting the data. It wasn't reaching its full potential, even with all the data that it was trained on.
So, it was kind of like having a super powerful sports car, but only driving it in first gear.
Exactly. And this realization was a pivotal moment because it made researchers think, what if we go even bigger? What if we create a model that can truly harness the power of all of this data? And that was the spark. That ignited the development of GPT-3, the model that really shook the world.
Yeah, I remember when GPT-3 hit the scene. It seemed like everyone was talking about it. Was it really that big of a leap forward?
Oh, absolutely. GPT-3 was over 100 times larger than the biggest GPT-2 model, and it was trained on this truly massive data set. And the result was that its ability to generate human quality text was unlike anything that we'd seen before.
So at this point, we've got these massive models that can generate incredibly realistic text.
Well, with GPT-4, OpenAI, the company behind GPT, got a bit more secretive about the specific details. Well, not being that open anymore. They haven't revealed the exact size or architecture, which has sparked a lot of curiosity and speculation in the AI community.
So it's shrouded in a little bit of mystery, which makes it even more intriguing. But I'm curious, what do we know about GPT-4?
We know that it's still based on the transformer architecture and it's still trained using next token prediction. But what's particularly interesting is its use of something called reinforcement learning from human feedback.
Okay, reinforcement learning from human feedback. What exactly does that mean?
So imagine you're training a dog, you reward it when it does something right, you correct it when it makes a mistake. This feedback helps the dog learn and improve its behavior. GPT-4 works in a similar way. It's being trained by receiving feedback on its outputs. And that feedback helps it to learn, to align its responses with human preferences and values.
So it's not just about getting bigger anymore, it's about getting smarter and more aligned with how we humans think and communicate.
Precisely. And that's a really crucial shift in the AI landscape. But hold on, the story doesn't end there. There's another twist that really shook things up. While the focus was initially on making these models bigger, a model called Chinchilla came along and really challenged that assumption.
Chinchilla? Is that some kind of secretive guy project that I haven't heard about?
So, Chinchilla was this groundbreaking research project that proved that data set size is just as crucial as model size. And in fact, a lot of these large language models, even the massive ones, are likely undertrained for their size. They could benefit greatly from being trained on even larger and more diverse data sets.
So it's not just about stuffing these AI models with more data, it's about making sure they actually digest and understand.
Right? Chinchilla highlighted the importance of a balanced approach, emphasizing that both size and the quality and quantity of training data played this really crucial role in how well these models perform.
So the recipe for a truly amazing language model isn't just bigger is better, but it's a perfect blend of size and a well rounded data diet.
That's a great way to put it. And this realization has spurred researchers to explore these new avenues beyond just scaling up models, which has led to the development of what we call reasoning models.
Reasoning models. Are we talking about AI that can actually think like us?
It's definitely a step in that direction. So these models utilize techniques like chain of thought prompting, where they're asked to provide step-by-step explanations. For their answers, this not only helps them to solve more complex problems, but it also makes their reasoning process more transparent to us humans.
So instead of just spitting out an answer, they have to show their work, like we used to do in math class.
That's right. A prime example of this is OpenAI's O1. It actually takes time to think. By think, I mean generate these internal chains of thought before giving a response, much like how we humans might brainstorm or weigh different options before answering a question.
Wow, that's pretty mind blowing. Seems like we're asking these models to think out loud, to reveal their thought process. Does this mean we're getting closer to AI that can truly reason and understand the world like we do?
That's a big question and one that researchers are still grappling with. But what's exciting is that these reasoning models have opened up these new ways to scale AI. So it's not just about making the models bigger now, it's about enhancing their ability to think and reason by investing more computational power into their training and even during the process of generating responses.
So, the future of AI might not be solely determined by size, but by the depth and sophistication of their reasoning abilities.
Yeah, right? Like imagine a world where AI can not only write a compelling story, but it can also explain the creative choices it made, the themes it explored, the characters that it developed. That's the kind of potential that we're talking about with these reasoning models.
That's pretty incredible. So it seems like this quest to create ever more powerful AI is shifting from this brute force approach of bigger is better to a more nuanced approach of smarter is better.
And this shift has the potential to revolutionize not only the capabilities of AI, but also our understanding of intelligence itself. We're not just building tools, we're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Okay, that was a very insightful journey into the elevation of GPT. We've covered a lot of ground here, and it would be interesting now to delve deeper into some of these fascinating concepts.
It's fascinating to think that all of these advancements in AI are happening right now. It's not some distant future scenario, it's unfolding before our eyes.
Absolutely. And as we move into this new era of AI, um, I'm curious to explore what these reasoning models can actually do. You mentioned chain of thought prompting earlier. Can you give us like a real world example of how that works?
Yeah, right? Like imagine a world where AI can not only write a compelling story, but it can also explain the creative choices it made, the themes it explored, the characters that it developed. That's the kind of potential that we're talking about with these reasoning models.
So it's like the AI is explaining its logic, showing us how it got to the answer.
Exactly. And that's a huge step forward in terms of transparency and understanding how these models work. It's no longer a black box where we just input something and get an output. We can actually see the steps involved in that reasoning process.
That's really cool. But I also wonder, are these reasoning models foolproof? Do they always get it right?
That's one of the challenges that researchers are working on right now. Building robust AI systems that can reason reliably is no easy feat. Think of it like a chain where each link represents a step in the reasoning process. Even if each individual step has a high probability of being correct, the more steps you have, the more likely it is that a single error will cascade through that entire chain, leading to a wrong conclusion.
So it's like a chain reaction where one weak link can bring down the whole system.
Yeah, you got it. And that's why researchers are focusing on improving the robustness of these models, making each step in the reasoning process as reliable as possible. One way they're doing this is through better meta generation algorithms.
Meta generation? That sounds pretty complex. Can you explain it in a way that even I can understand?
Think of it as AI double checking its work instead of just accepting the first answer. It generates these algorithms, use techniques to generate multiple outputs, evaluate them, and then select the most accurate and appropriate one. In fact, this is very similar to what the DeepSeek AI from China, which was the most hyped AI model recently, used for training its AI model R1.
Fascinating. Yeah, I heard that DeepSeek R1 was really good, but is that the only reason why it gives such good responses?
Well, there's more. It uses three notable things that make it cost effective, and its answers are very well versed. So it basically uses pure reinforcement learning, chain of thought, reasoning, and mixture of experts, MOE.
Okay, that's a lot of technical words. Can you break that down for me?
Sure. So, reinforcement learning is a simple approach where the AI learns through trial and error. Remember the dog example of training a dog. You don't teach a dog through a book, but instead you reward good behavior with treats and discourage bad behavior with a firm no. Over time, the dog learns to perform the desired actions through trial and error. Similarly, in pure reinforcement learning, the AI agent interacts with its environment, receives rewards or penalties, and adjusts its actions to maximize rewards. Chain of thought reasoning is what we discussed before with the step by step breakdown of a complex math problem, where we had to show our tutor the exact steps we use to solve a problem. And then there is MOE, mixture of experts. You can think of it like a dream team of specialists. Instead of one person trying to do everything, you assemble a group of experts, each with their own area of expertise. When a problem arises, the relevant experts come together to solve it. This helps DeepSeek consume less resources for potentially reaching similar results.
Whoa, that's a lot, but I think I get it now. But how does meta generation help here?
Well, the meta generation helps in the training of these models, giving better results as the AI is rewarded for better answers. And as these meta generation algorithms improve, we can expect AI systems to become more reliable and capable of tackling even more complex problems.
That's amazing. It seems like the possibilities are endless. But what about the bigger picture? Where do you see all of this heading? What's the ultimate goal of AI development?
Now, that's a question that sparks a lot of debate and discussion. While some believe the ultimate goal is artificial general intelligence, AGI, AI that rivals or surpasses human intelligence across the board. Others are like exploring more specific applications. For example, some researchers are focusing on developing AI agents that can actually perform tasks in the real world, interacting with their environment and learning from their experiences.
AI agents that can interact with the real world? That sounds like something straight out of a sci fi movie.
It might sound futuristic, but it's closer than you think. Think about self driving cars, robots working in warehouses, or even AI assistants that manage our calendars and schedule appointments. These are all early examples of AI agents in action.
Wow. So it's not just about AI generating text or solving puzzles anymore. It's about AI actually doing things in the world, interacting with objects and people.
Hmm, you can say that. And that's where things get really interesting. Building truly autonomous AI agents that can function seamlessly in these complex and unpredictable environments is a huge challenge, but it's one that researchers are actively working on.
So it's not just about building robots that can move around, but about giving them the intelligence to perceive, understand, and interact with the world in a meaningful way.
Precisely. It's about teaching them to make decisions, learn from their mistakes, and adapt to new situations. It's a monumental task, but it's one that has the potential to revolutionize the world.
This is all incredibly fascinating, but I have to admit, it also feels a bit overwhelming. All this talk about AI agents in the future can make it seem like the average person is just along for the ride. How will these advancements impact our daily lives in a practical sense?
That's a really important question. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture advancements, but AI is already having a profound impact on our lives, even if we don't always realize it. Think about the personalized recommendations you get on streaming services or the spam filters that keep our inboxes clean. These are all powered by AI working behind the scenes to make our lives easier and more efficient.
I guess you're right. I never really thought of those things as AI because they definitely make my life easier. So AI is already here. But what about the future? How do you see these advancements shaping the way we work, learn, and interact with each other?
Well, one area where AI has the potential to make a huge impact is education. Imagine personalized learning platforms that adapt to each student's individual needs, and learning style AI tutors could provide individualized instruction, helping students master concepts at their own pace. In fact, Jensen, the founder of NVIDIA, is highly optimistic about these personalized tutors for everyone.
That would be incredible. No more struggling to keep up with the class or being bored because the material is too easy. everyone could learn at their own speed and get the support they need.
Exactly. AI could also revolutionize the workplace. Repetitive and mundane tasks could be automated, freeing up human workers to focus on more creative and fulfilling work. AI powered tools could assist with decision making, providing insights and recommendations based on vast amounts of data. And we'll definitely cover more about this in our future conversations.
Absolutely. That would be so cool. Okay, coming back to it. So it's not necessarily about AI replacing human jobs, but about AI augmenting human capabilities, making us more efficient, more productive, and ultimately more valuable in the workplace.
Precisely, AI has the potential to empower us, to help us reach new heights of creativity and innovation. But of course, as with any new technology, there are potential downsides and challenges to consider.
I've heard a lot of talk about AI taking over jobs and potentially becoming a threat to humanity. How do you address those concerns?
It's important to acknowledge those concerns and have open and honest conversations about the potential risks as well as the benefits of AI job displacement is a valid concern. And it's something that we need to address proactively by investing in education and training programs that equip people with the skills they need to thrive in an AI powered world, making everyone AI natives.
So, it's about preparing for the future and adapting to the changes that AI will bring. Is that what makes you an AI native?
Absolutely, there is no choice anymore. While we are at it, it's also crucial to address the issue of bias in AI algorithms. If these algorithms are trained on biased data, they can perpetuate and even amplify those biases, leading to unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
That makes sense. We need to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly and ethically.
Exactly. We need to have clear guidelines and regulations in place to prevent the misuse of AI and ensure that it's used for the benefit of humanity.
This has been a truly enlightening discussion about the evolution of GPT and the implications of these incredible advancements in AI. What are the key takeaways that you want people to get out of this conversation?
I think the most important thing is to understand that the development of AI is an ongoing journey. It's a story of human evolution and a testament to a constant drive to push the boundaries of what's possible. And while we've come a long way, we're still just scratching the surface of what AI can do.
That's a great point. So it's not just about marveling at how far we've come, but about looking ahead with a sense of curiosity and excitement to see what the future holds.
Absolutely. And it's crucial to remember that the future of AI isn't predetermined. It's being shaped right now by the choices we make, the research we conduct, and the conversations we have.
So we all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI. That's a powerful thought.
Indeed, we have a responsibility to ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that benefits humanity, that empowers us, and that makes the world a better place. That sounded a bit like a cliche, but it is what it is. But I'm really amazed how, you know, like how a lot of people who might not be tech experts but are curious about this AI revolution and how it might affect their lives.
Right. And honestly, some of this stuff can feel a bit overwhelming. It's like AI is everywhere. But what does it really mean for me personally?
That's a great question. And here's the key takeaway: this AI revolution is happening now, and it's going to impact everyone, regardless of your technical background, whether you're an artist, a teacher, a business professional, or simply someone who uses technology in your daily life. AI is going to change the way you work, learn, create, and interact with the world.
So it's not just some abstract concept happening in research labs, it's going to have real world consequences for all of us.
Absolutely. And the exciting thing is, this impact isn't predetermined. We have the power to shape how AI is developed and used. We can choose to embrace the possibilities.
So it's not about being afraid of AI taking over, but about being informed and engaged in the conversation about how we want AI to shape our future.
Exactly. We need to move beyond the hype and the fear mongering and have these like open and honest discussions about the potential benefits and risks of AI. We need to consider the ethical implications, the potential for bias, the impact on jobs, and the importance of human oversight.
You know, when it's easy to get caught up in the big picture stuff, I think it's also important to remember that AI can be a lot of fun. Like, there's so many cool and creative things that you can do with it, even if you're not a tech expert.
Absolutely. You can experiment with AI image generators, play with AI music composers, or even, you know, have a conversation with an AI on tools like Notebook LM. Just for kicks. It's a chance to explore your creativity, learn new things, and maybe even have a good laugh along the way.
I love that. It's like AI isn't just this serious, complex thing, it can also be playful and spark our imagination.
Exactly. So, to wrap up our deep dive, I would encourage everyone watching our podcast to approach the world of AI with a sense of curiosity, a willingness to learn, and a commitment to ensuring that this powerful technology is used for the betterment of humanity.
That's a fantastic message to end on, Shash.
Thanks a lot for co hosting this, Emma, and thank you everyone for watching this.
It's been an eye-opening experience so far for me, and we want to make our contribution to inspire as many people as we can in this amazing journey of becoming AI natives together.
It means so much to us that you gave your time for watching this. It has been great. Really appreciate it.
If you like this episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share it with everyone you care about.
Hoping to see you all again soon.